Go ahead, you're live.
Okay, welcome to the Nottawa Hall Board meeting for April 14th, 2022. Like to be it resolved, the Nottawa Board. Actually, we need to put forward a motion to approve the agenda. Okay, so that was perfect. Everyone in favor? So that just to carry, put in the motion, Councillor Deneen seconded, and we all were in favor. Okay, is there disclosure of disqualifying interest and or general nature thereof?
No.
Councillor Deneen, you're on mute.
Yes, sorry, I have an invoice to be paid for Greenview Graphics.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we? I think you have to say how much it's for.
Oh, do I? I thought
I'm
maybe
not sure.
later.
Do we or do we not? Or do we do the motion now, or do we do it under new business? Why don't we move it under new business? I think that's where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the minutes of the previous meeting were sent out along with the agenda. Has everyone had time to review them?
Yes.
And is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, so Adam puts forward the motion, and I think Patrice seconded it. All in favor? Yep. Perfect. So be resolved that Nottawa Hall hereby approve the meeting minutes dated March 15, 2022 as presented. Okay, we'll move on to section 4, which is business arising from the minutes. And from that, we have the AODA renovations update. Councillor Deneen, would you be comfortable speaking on this?
Sorry, Phyllis.
But this is why I asked all of you if you had time to watch the meeting. Okay, there are the 6 halls that will be renovated. The first 2 will be
Sunnydale.
Sunnydale and Evening Hall. They had previous plans already in place to work on the renovations, and so they're going to be the first 2, and then Duntroon and Brentwood, and then Dunedin and ourselves will be the last ones, and it'll be done over a period of 2 years. So the first 2 will be done this year, and then they'll just continue on from there. They're working on getting quotes from people to actually do the renovations at this point, and they're going to follow through on that. And we'll hear more about it as it goes along. And that's, in a nutshell, what's going to happen. Anybody got any questions about it? Maybe that would be a better way.
I personally didn't get a chance to watch the meeting. But Carrie, did you have your hand up to ask something?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, do we have a timeline, Phyllis, I didn't get to the end of the second part. Do we have a timeline on when the memorandums are to be signed?
That was a question that I asked. And as the halls are to be done, I understand that that's going to come out. So we won't see ours until before the renovations are to be done, is what the way I understand it. If they can be done sooner than that, they will. Terry seemed to think that he would be very busy, and probably he'll do them as expediently as he can, but not to really expect them just prior to the renovations to be done.
And there would be 2, correct? Just a general operating and then the construction one as well. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Yes.
Okay.
The
Thank you.
MOUs. Nothing further at all.
don't think we have any really solid answers yet. I mean, the understanding is the renovation is to do the elevator, add the extension to the parking lot, the bathrooms. But that's kind of like, we don't know exactly what the renovation is going to entail. I think there was a cost estimate in there.
There were pictures that were included along. Where the stages will be like a servery or a bar area, I believe. There's out to this side where the driveway or the parking lot is where the washrooms and the elevator is to go. And yeah, the pictures are online for anybody that wants to see them. And there's the existing washrooms, I believe, will pretty much stay the same. There'll just be the washrooms along with the elevator over in that side with the entry. Yeah, and the rest of it, I think the kitchen will get some renovations as well. They've got to bring it up to fire code. But that wasn't, I don't think that was anything in the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
in the plans.
Are you able to send the link out for that? Or where it's located on the website?
I think
On
I did.
Already?
Didn't.
Okay, my apologies. I will
No.
I'll go through.
And I accessed it on the YouTube, on the Clearview's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
pretty sure I sent it out in the messenger, our messenger
Okay.
for that.
At some point, I'd be interested to have some idea what the other halls, what their plans are for fundraising. It'd be interesting to know, because obviously they've all committed. But we don't need to talk about that tonight, but it would be interesting to see what kind of creative ideas they've got.
Yes, Patrice, it would be. It would be very, very interesting. I'm sorry, I thought I had sent a link out prior to, and it had a link to the meeting and the hall plans as well were all on there, as well as Terry's presentation.
Okay.
But I think it's been kind of lost.
Yeah, no problem. I'll try to dig it off the website and I'll share it out in an email.
I'll look for it as well, and I'll send it. I'll send it to everybody. I'll find it again. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
I think that's it for the renovation at this point then. And just for the clerk, just looking at the agenda, it looks like we have a rental report, and then the township provided financial report is under the rental report when it should be under item 6. Just for correction when we're doing the minutes, if we could have that lined up properly.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. And then to the rental report, Adam, you want to chime in?
Yep. We have pretty good rental interest right now. I mean, we're getting a lot of requests for upcoming events through the summer. May looks good with 2 large events happening over the Mother's Day weekend, with a big event. The Lowdown's coming out on Saturday for an event, Sunday, and there's a market happening on the 7th, May the 7th as well. So those are 2 big full day events, which is nice to see. And yeah, and then I guess we could talk on this at this point about maybe offline, I guess, Kelvin, about the renter looking to use the space kind of right through September into December, which would be a good opportunity for us if we can make that work out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that one a little offline, but just give the board a kind of an idea of what was kind of discussed. And correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, if you've heard anything else since I met with her, but they're looking to establish like a dance theater type school where they're teaching dance, and then at the end of the semester they actually put on a production. And so they would want to use the space mornings and evenings, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So they would pretty much book up the hall, like they would have it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day, every weekday of the school season, the exception of December, and then take July and August off. So 9-month rental. It's kind of what they're looking at, and making an actual business of it and teaching people to dance. One thing that they were really interested in is having some sort of dedicated space where they could put things up to lock away. And if it does work out, I mean, I think they should have a key to the furnace room anyway, because that's where the electrical panel is, and they're going to be in there a fair amount, that they may need access to the electrical panel just for safety reasons. So I'm sure we could clear out a little bit of space along the wall there when we first come in for them. And I kind of showed them that, but I didn't commit to it until we got, the board agreement. But as long as everyone's fine with that, then that would be one thing to go forward with. Yep, go ahead, Carrie.
My only concern with that, Calvin, and I don't know the legitimacy of it, but I just know before we were told that that door couldn't be locked.
Oh,
Because-
interesting.
Yeah, and I know like as a hall board, we had locked it because we kept our stuff in there, but I think it's maybe fire code because of the electrical panel, it can't be locked. So just
Okay.
just from what I've learned.
Was not aware of that. Next time I'm in the hall, I will unlock that. Councillor Deneen, are you able to get 100% confirmation on that for us from the township? You're on mute again, just so you're aware.
Thanks. Okay, so as per fire code, can we keep that door locked? Okay.
Yeah, because it has the electrical panel in it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, perfect.
Because there's no other area in the hall, Kelvin, that would be there's no locked closets anywhere else, or is there below the stairs?
Yeah.
There is the closet underneath the stairs, but from what I remember, that is very small. Like that is not,
Okay.
I don't think that's going to be big enough for what they're looking for. Like it doesn't go all the way under the stairs, I think. I think it's just like 2-3 feet in.
Yeah, I know she was looking to store some musical equipment, and yeah, it sounded like a fair bit of stuff.
Is
Yeah,
there any possibility of under the stage? Is there already stuff under there?
There isn't any under the stage, I don't think.
I don't even think there's access under the stage
No.
for storage.
No, you'd have to create access, but I just wondered if it's empty under there.
It's only about a foot high. And,
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that much.
Oh, okay, no, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I guess maybe the only option would be where our little closet is under the stairs, maybe just extending a wall there permanently to build a storage space, which might not even be a bad idea to have to begin with, but probably not the right time for the conversation, just kind of throwing ideas out there.
Okay. Something for us to discuss then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We at least need to appear amenable to the idea, or else it could create a problem with them even being able to proceed with the rental.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a few things that we want to talk about with her and just kind of finalize exactly what she needs and what she's looking for in a space. But it would be a good opportunity to have it rented out. It does still keeps it available for Fridays, Saturday, Sunday rentals, and then she's not using it through December for the holiday season, and summertime events as well would be available. So makes use of the hall kind of when it's probably in the least amount of use. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays.
And if it was something that we're going to have on a long going rental, we can put up a wall, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Like if they're committing to rent like 2-3 years to get this school going,
exactly,
for sure we should do that for them, because Now, again, of course, because they're going to be so much and they're just starting out, they were looking for, they were trying to talk to us on price points, because obviously, $450 for the whole day in the beginning of a small business might be definitely a little too much, right? So we'd have to work a price out with them. That's fair for everybody, but we could definitely do that. Yeah, so other than that, is there anything else on the rental report to update?
No, the only other rental topic I was wondering is if we have any interest or thought about bringing back like a half day rental at all, or a I'm not sure if there was ever an hourly rental there that was open before, just for small parties and things like that. I know we offer like a family and community rate. I just don't know what's been done before. I know we got rid of the half day through COVID with increased cleaning, and I know we still need to do some increased cleaning. Just gauging interest on that.
So some of the experience I can give when I was doing the booking agent was the board always came back and said, as the booking agent, you have the power to create a cost or create any kind of price you want to tailor to the renter. So base it on what the event is, a community base and whatnot, and the COVID cleaning protocols. And yeah, if you feel it makes sense to give a potential renter a half day rate, give them a half day rate, whatever you think that is, and we'll support you on that.
Okay. Again, I guess I just wanted everyone's sort of understanding that,
Yeah.
a 5-year-old's birthday party for 2 hours, obviously not a lot of wear and tear and stuff like that. So I think it'd be nice to offer in the community place.
Yeah, like I'd support that too, Adam. The reason Patrice and I we haven't had any rental experience with the hall.
No.
We came in COVID, and it's been closed our entire time on the board. So
Right. Well,
Carrie
same
and
here.
Calvin,
Yeah,
Carrie
yeah.
and Calvin are our go-tos for that.
No,
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
I think
and
that's good.
the only point to that to make is, it's really got to be careful doing that on the premium days like Saturday and Sunday when we could actually get the full rate of rental of the hall, right?
Absolutely.
But I mean, if there's some sort of caveat where we do a short notice around our schedule, like, okay, the hall is empty this weekend, maybe 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out at the most. So the odds of us getting a big event come in, that we kind of open up to that more discounted price, right?
Yeah.
Good
and
idea.
maybe have that an option with them saying,
We lost you.
To get an interruption.
kids, yes.
Oh, okay.
I had to mute for kids.
No,
dear.
I hear
That's
you,
good.
Calvin, for sure. I think, yeah, I think I've always sort of said the Fridays and Saturdays are premium days for sure, and even the Sundays, trying to keep Sundays open as well. But again, midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame, if nothing else is going on, then a
For
small
sure.
rental is better than nothing at all. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I just
as long
wanted
as we don't have to,
like a unanimous sort of a understanding if I, throw that out there to people.
for sure. And as long as we don't have to pay a big cleaning cost because of COVID protocols as well, like, we want to support the community, but we don't want to lose money.
Absolutely.
Even if it's like the hall maybe gets $20 on it to support a little 5-year-old birthday party, or even break even, as long as the cleaning's done. Like, I'm fine with that because it's a community hall, and that's really what it'd be nice to see it used for, as well as for the community to do things like that. And maybe if we're doing more of that community stuff, we might get more community support and people wanting to chip in and people wanting to donate and that kind of stuff too, right? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
for sure.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good with it, and sounds like everyone else is.
Yep, sounds good. Great. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, that's all I've got right now for rentals.
Perfect. Okay, so moving on to the financial report. We did get a financial report for 2021, and I know we were discussing this a little bit before the meeting, but there is some missing information on it, like our solar panel income in our fundraising last year on the scrap metal drive. So hopefully we can get a more up-to-date profit loss statement for 2021. Yes, Carrie?
So I can speak to that a little bit, Calvin, just because I've had communication from Kayla after it was brought to my attention that the check hadn't gone in or had been cashed for our scrap metal drive. So it had been misplaced. And from what I understand, Emmy has reached out to Brendan's company. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
It's Huronia Auto
Thank you.
Wreckers and
Thank you.
Recycling.
Yes, thank you. So they have reached out to Huronia for a new check to be issued to us. So I don't mind following up a little bit further with Emmy and just see about our solar panel rental or our solar panel revenue. That doesn't seem to be there as well. If the board wants me to, I don't mind following up on that.
Carrie, can I just mention that I was speaking to Brendan. He asked to speak to me when I called to have the bin switched out. And he had mentioned that Emmy has reached out to him for and he asked her if she would give the check to me and I could just give it back to him. It's easier for him rather than just issuing a replacement check without getting the check back. And I can follow up with that part if you wanted to, or ask about the solar panel one, or I can do both. It's entirely up to you.
And honestly, Phyllis, it doesn't matter. It's an email, so whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Okay. I stopped
You
by.
choose.
Okay, I stopped by the offices yesterday on my way home, and Emmy will be back in the office next week, so we'll follow up on that then. I'll do that, Carrie. Thanks. You too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Councillor Deneen. Anything else to do with the financial report we need to talk about before we move on?
I don't, Kelvin, I'm not sure if I should put it in here, but we just need a motion to approve getting the sign made about what's acceptable at the scrap metal dump. Because
yeah,
some things are. So
that
I
should
don't
probably
know,
go into new business.
Okay, thank you.
We'll follow
Sorry.
up on that under new business. Yep, no problem. Good to bring it up so we don't forget anyway, so not a problem. Moving on to maintenance report. Not much to report on the maintenance side. I've been in the hall a little bit, getting the garbage bins back out and in. I did a little walkthrough and checked the smoke detectors and the emergency lighting. I like to do that when I go in the hall to make sure everything's good. The front of the building is getting a little worse where those two pieces for the siding. And there's not much to do there. There's not much wood paneling left back there. But I'm also afraid to just leave it alone because I think it could just get worse. So I think we might need to actually have someone look at that. And we do still need to get those pipes covered, those new PEX pipes that are on the hall floor. That still hasn't been followed up with. Do you know the gentleman Jason wanted to talk to about that, Carrie? No?
I thought, I'm sorry, I thought Jason was meeting him at the hall the next day after we.
I haven't heard anything from Jason about it, and last time I was in, it hadn't been done. So
I'll follow up with Jason, and if that's not going to happen, I'll see if my hubby can go over and have a look and see if we can do something to get it ready for the beer fest. So
perfect.
I'll follow up with Jason, and then I'll take over.
Yep. And to that point, Carrie, if there's a day that he's going and he wants me to pop by and help, I would gladly do that to facilitate it.
Okay, thanks,
I
Calvin.
have some tools and some experience, but
Okay.
probably not be the best guy to plan it. How does that sound? And that's about it for the maintenance report. So I guess we can move on to new business. So we do have some things listed under new business, so we'll kind of run through with that to start, and then we'll check off the other new business we talked about in the meeting coming up. So we have the Beer and Cider Fest that we are doing. That's next weekend now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Okay, so did you want to start us off with that, Patrice? 'Cause I think you kind of have a plan laid out as to what you're looking for.
Yes, I did put notice out on the site asking for who could be there and what hours they could be there. It would be helpful to know. I have someone I'm bringing that has their smart serve that can deal with the one company that's having to drop off product. So that's, even though there's others, including me, that have smart serve, and we'll have to do a little bit of a break at some point too, but at least that's looked after. We need somebody on the door, and probably have to switch around a bit there. And I did kind of wonder at the setup starting at 9 o'clock. You guys have done this before. Does anybody come at 9 o'clock? I mean, all they're going to do is, with the tables already there, they're just going to walk in and take
It
them
was
half
just
an
a
hour.
matter of if they had something else to do during the day, Patrice, that they could come as early as 9.
Oh, and then go away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I understand that then. Okay, that makes some sense. I didn't quite figure out how that, we needed all that time. Okay, and I don't know if anyone else has any questions. I think we have 8 vendors at this point. I know we were still trying to see about Collingwood and the other one, I forget.
Side Lodge.
Side Launch. Any word on that?
So I saw Scott in Collingwood a couple weeks ago before his vacation. And as you know, really hoping he would come and kind of talk to him about it. And he did seem kind of non-committal and said he'd revisit it after the vacation. And if we haven't heard back from him, I mean, it's a staffing issue. So it's, I would
Would it be
love to
any
see
help
them
if-
there, but
Would it be any help if we thought we could handle covering for 2 companies? Just trying to think about the numbers, because I think in other years you've had 12 or 15 at least, haven't you?
I'm not sure, to be honest, how many. I think the amount of people that committed to come compared to the amount of people that showed up was always a little bit lower, just because of the weather and the time of year. Like, we've had some really bad weather days when we were holding it in January, from what I remember, or February.
Yeah.
I can't remember which
Yes.
it was.
Yeah.
I
I
would
think-
say probably 6 or 8 at the most.
Yeah.
We
And,
had a couple of others, like there was a dirty leather guy there, and Matthew Hartle was there. He does a lot of iron work, so like he had beer openers and stuff like that. But I would say there was only probably 6 or 7 breweries.
then- okay, then we're not all, I was worried that we were very underserved with vendors, so that's okay.
Patrice, who do you have on the list? Just if you don't mind.
Oh, hang on while I
Going.
get my, just a second.
The count that I had was quite less than 8, but
Should have had this open. I wasn't thinking. Okay. You want the names?
yeah, I guess I was just wondering the breweries, because I had we had Black Bellows down. I think it's coming at one point, but then I think they're off
Yeah.
the list now,
Yes, they are.
so they're out. Yeah.
We've got McLean Sales. We've got,
McLean Sale, did they confirm they were coming?
yes, I have a check mark on them.
McLean's
Oh.
was the gentleman. He's the Stiegel rep, so he's
Oh,
the guy that's gonna
okay.
be dropping off some beer.
Oh,
For
yeah,
certain.
he's the one that's dropping off. And,
Yeah.
we've got Creemore Springs.
Yeah.
And we have Wasaga Beach beer. So those are two big ones. So that's really good. And Duntroon Cidery
Yeah.
and Reinhardt and Georgian Hills. And then we have Clear Lake out of Muskoka is bringing us 2-for-1 coupons for their store.
Yeah, I've
So
got
we'll have to give those out at the door.
Oh, great.
Didn't we have Georgian Distillery as
Oh, yeah.
well? Did they commit?
They did commit. Yep.
Well, hold on, I gotta keep looking here.
So that's, yeah, that's 7 plus 7
Right.
people groups plus the tickets makes 8
Yeah.
vendors, I
Yeah.
guess, total. Okay.
Yep. And we do have Babs and Castles. I think they're planning on doing like briskets, kimchi brisket sliders is I think what was came up at. And I've helped work at Babs and Castles and had that, and it's really good.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Nice. Great.
They're tasty.
Good. And I hope everyone's okay with the Theatre Collingwood. They're not having the draw at our event. They're just going to sell tickets, and it's to support their theater work with young people. And a lot of the people that are involved in their draw are the same people that are coming to with their product for us. So it seemed to be a good match. Plus, they put us out on all of their social media. So I'm really hoping that it creates better attendance than we might have had.
Yeah, no, I think that was a great idea, Patrice.
Yeah.
Personally, I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. That worked really well. I'm glad
Yeah.
you did that
Yeah, good,
for sure.
good.
If I
And
have, sorry, go ahead, Patrice.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I just had a question. In the past, Tracy Measures and I have done chili, just, that people can donate or just take or whatever. I'm just wondering, I'm afraid of taking away from the whole Babs and Castles thing. So I don't know how the rest of you guys feel about that. I mean, I certainly don't mind making chili and, putting it in a crock pot or whatever. But like I said, it's just taken a little bit of a turn, which I think is wonderful because it's somebody from the community. And yeah, give me your thoughts.
So the thoughts on that is I discussed with Babs and Castles right off the bat that traditionally we have done. There's been a couple crock pots with chili there, and it's one ticket for it or whatnot. And he's kind of planning on doing the same, to take a ticket or a ticket for one or two of the sliders. He hasn't decided whether it be one or two, depending. But is fully aware that the chili would potentially be there, so it wouldn't be taken away. If you feel up to doing it, absolutely feel free. If you want to not do it this year as well, absolutely don't feel like you have to, because we do have a donation like there, and Babs and Castles is donating. They're not charging us anything to do this. They're doing this as to be part of the community, and we did put their name on our posters for it, and they're going to be able to, have some FaceTime with some people. They're going to have to leave by 5 though, because he has a barbecue he has to cook afterwards. So we'll be kind of dealing the food for them. But yeah, just as an awareness.
Okay. The only question I have, and I'm experiencing this with my mom's service at the church, is that you have to have somebody that has food service experience, which the restaurant people obviously would have. But it's also food is supposed to be prepared in a commercial kitchen.
Yeah,
Do you
which
think
the
we'd
hall
run
is.
any risk on that?
Well, the hall's a commercial kitchen.
But you're not making it at the hall, you're making it at home.
Who said that?
Oh, okay. Shut me up.
No, you're absolutely right, Patrice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in the past, we haven't had an actual food handler there. We have followed all of the guidelines, but no, we haven't had an actual food handler. So again, if that's a concern when Babs and Castles are gone, then maybe
Yeah.
And
I
on,
only
on
bring it up because I've just gone through the experience with my church because of course with COVID, they hadn't been doing anything.
Yeah.
So this will be the first that they've started up again and they were worried about having somebody there because it's gotten so much more formal.
Yeah, no, and it's a good
food
point. It's a
thing.
valid point for sure. Thank you.
so as a
Okay.
question on that, if does it have to be someone with the food if you're like selling the food? If it's for a donation like we're doing, you still need that food handler material
Yeah, the
paperwork.
food
You
is
do,
being
eh?
consumed. Apparently,
Okay.
Calvin, my understanding if food's being consumed, even if you brought in a cake, now it may have changed, but back when I started to get my food handlers, if you brought in a commercial cake from Loblaws and it was being served, there was actually technically supposed to be somebody there with a food handler's certificate handing out that food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may be a little more lenient, but I know that's how sticky it had got. So,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Okay.
And I have offered to take the course, but I won't be getting it done that quick.
No, and like I said, I had started, but it's huge.
Hmm.
Okay. But I still need to know who's going to be there and for how long.
I'd plan to be there pretty much for the day, the whole event.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thanks, Calvin.
Like roughly I'll show up maybe 1 o'clock or so. Like I saw the 9 a.m. thing. I
Yeah.
don't know that we need to be there. Has anyone said they want to be there earlier? And
I will go early.
I
Just
think
to be there.
traditionally we would go on like Thursday and set the tables and have it ready to go before.
Mhm.
Did we want to consider doing that, or do we just want to try to show up before the event and just set everything up
You
then?
know, it says on the letter that we sent them that setup was from 9 till well, started at 9. So somebody has to be there. So I was
Right.
planning on being there.
Okay.
Now, maybe in the future, we should rethink that.
Absolutely. I think that's a little early, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Also to that point, Patrice, I don't really have anything planned. So and I live right around the corner. So if you need something, throw it in the group chat if you need me to come down
Okay.
earlier, and I
Okay.
can.
Okay. Good enough. Thank you. Okay. And who else is going to be able to be there for all or part of the afternoon and evening?
I do believe I mentioned that I would work at the door since I don't have Smart Serve. I could
Wonderful,
sell
Phyllis.
tickets at the door.
Great. That's perfect.
And to
Yeah.
note, I also don't have Smart Serve, so I could rotate with Door as well.
Okay. And I do have it. And I think Jason has it too, if I'm not mistaken. Is he going to be back?
No, I think
I
he
don't
said at
think
the
so.
last meeting he won't be here.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I
And
have
I-
mine
and I don't-
Smart
I
Serve,
don't-
Patrice. I just have to find the certificate number.
You can call to get it if you've lost your little piece of
Oh, okay.
paper or whatever. I've had a couple of
Yeah.
people that have had to do that.
And
And
I'm
you
the
know
same
what,
that
like,
day
in the-
as, sorry, Carrie.
No, I'm sorry. I cut you off, Adam.
No problem. I'm just the same. That day I'm available kind of on throughout the day on and off as needed. I'm just around
Okay.
the corner as well, so I can
Okay.
come and stay for several hours.
Okay.
And as far as like having our smart serves, the only time in the past it's been an issue was I think Wasaga Beach one year couldn't make it, so we sat in and gave out their samples. But I mean,
Okay.
other than that, as long as the breweries are there, they really don't need any more of us to have our smart serve.
No.
Okay.
Just with
No.
that one from
Just
McClellan's Stiegel
Yeah.
guys, he's
Yes, yeah. So if there's someone that's not there, yeah.
Yeah. My friend Emmy's coming to cover most of that. So
And I think Jason had said
Danielle.
Daniel York.
Yes, Danielle York had offered to come and
oh,
help.
I know. I'm so pleased about that. Danielle and I worked together on the hospice galas for years. So that's great. Okay. I should get hold of her and find out what kind of hours she wants to do. So I'll do that. So that looks like we've got more than enough people to do what we need done.
Good,
Good.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
good, good.
Anything else we need to talk about for the Beer and Cider Fest, or should we move on to the small halls?
Now, what can I just ask? Patrice, that book you gave me, there was something about craft paper for the tables. Is that something that we needed to look into? I picked up the little mugs, the mini mugs are down in the kitchen in a box. Do we need, if is it Georgian Bay Spirits is coming, do we need a little bit of mix or anything like that? We also talked about having soft drinks and water in case there's children come. Children are able to attend with their parents, I understand as well. These are questions we need to
Yeah,
look into
okay,
this week too.
Is there someone that could pick up water and pop?
I definitely could do something like that, but I
Okay.
need direction as to what to pick up, please.
I would definitely say at least one case of bottled water, maybe two, like
Two.
the 24s. I
Okay.
think that's overkill.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I know I'm throwing it out there as 24, 48.
If we have a half
I
a
would,
case left, it's no big deal. We can just keep it for a meeting or something.
yeah,
You
I would
think that-
really hate to run out. I'd
Yes,
almost rather have more than
yeah.
less.
better to
So-
say there it is than where is it?
Yes.
So 2 cases
Yeah.
of water, and then what
Yep.
kind of pop? We should better have one diet.
A ginger ale and I don't know, a ginger ale and diet
And-
Coke and
Yeah,
and then regular Pepsi or something. You
Yeah.
tell me, guys.
that sounds good. That would be 3 cases then. One ginger ale, one diet Coke, and one full Pepsi. Does that sound all right?
Or do I get both? Do I get regular Coke? I'm a Pepsi drinker. That's why I'm throwing it out
Yeah,
there.
And I
But-
don't drink. I don't drink either, so I'm not the one to ask. But people like what they like, so you
So
can't win unless you have both.
for
So we're not
for
gonna
the
have
mix
both.
for the mix for the pop, I'm not sure that's even required because
No.
Georgian Distillery does a lot more of like the vodka smash or the ginger or
Okay.
the gin smash
Yeah.
with flavors, right? And I think that's primarily
And-
what they'd be bringing,
And we've only got the small sample
which
the
is
things. So
yeah.
we don't need really I don't think we'd need a diet drink. I'm just thinking more of kids, some ginger ale and a case of Pepsi, a case of ginger ale, or
You almost have to have a diet because there could be somebody that's diabetic or whatever.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think it would be better.
Do you know what? It won't go to waste. The pop won't go to waste. I'll buy the Pepsi afterwards if
Okay.
it's not used or whatever to.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll except for a diet drink, I'd buy the ginger ale and the Pepsi and yeah, I can buy that out of pocket and you guys can just pay me back if something gets used. How's that sound?
Okay, all right.
I
thanks.
mean,
Okay.
to that point, Phyllis, realistically, it sounds like we are doing a small halls festival event and pop
Okay.
doesn't go bad. Like it can be
Okay.
stored for a couple months until the next
Okay.
event with no problem.
As can the bottled water.
Yep,
Yes.
for
too.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to pick up 3 cases of bottled water, just even for the exhibitors and stuff if they want
Sure.
it, just for,
Oh, that's a
Okay.
Great
great
idea. Yep.
yeah, and we'll just put it in the fridge downstairs and
Yep.
keep
Now-
it cold.
Do they usually bring table covering? What
Would think
condition
they
are the
would.
table?
They had in the past.
We usually just put out the blue tablecloths from the kitchen.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
there
good,
are.
okay.
So we usually just put those out, and oftentimes they'll put theirs over top of it. But the way we usually just set it up is we have those set up with the blue tablecloths just kind of diagonally on them or however, and then they
Okay.
can change them or replace them or do whatever they want.
I
So when I
forgot
get
that
there
they
at
had
9 o'clock,
tablecloths.
I can find them?
Yeah, they should be, Patrice, right in the kitchen as soon as you go in the cupboard
Yeah.
on the right hand side.
Okay, nothing locked up or anything. Okay, good.
Nope.
Oh, I know, I don't have a key.
Well, you can
Patrice,
just use the code.
yeah, and I can meet you over there, okay?
Okay,
I could
Yes.
also meet you there as
Yeah,
well.
we'll make
Not a
sure you
problem. We'll
get
figure
in.
that out.
Yeah.
thanks. Well, I knew you would, or else you'd have a problem. Okay, anybody else got any questions or anything else they can think of?
You know, I'll
guess
just
just-
add though that I've heard from Jason and he and Bob will take care of that this week. The
Okay.
pipes,
Oh,
Oh, the pipe, okay.
sorry, the pipes. Come on,
Great.
follow where my head went.
I was with you, Carrie.
All right,
Yeah,
just
thanks, Calvin.
one more
about
quick
ice
comment.
for
Have-
the-
Have you ever thought about having
Yes,
somebody
they
play
said-
guitar during this event in the future? Would it enhance things to maybe think about having just a one-man band?
We actually have every year, to be honest, Patrice. I can't think of his name.
Gary Patton did.
But yeah, there, thank you, Gary. Gary has always played for us, just out of the goodness of his heart.
And
But
is it Jason that usually sets that up, or Doug?
I honestly don't know that, Counselor Janine, I'm sorry. I can certainly message Jay and ask him.
I
Could
would,
you
I would,
please? Because I
I would,
wouldn't know where to begin.
I would
Yep.
message to Doug Measures, actually, Mayor Measures, and ask him maybe.
And Doug will probably put in an appearance at some point on the Saturday. That'll be nice to see him.
Mhm.
Okay, if there's no other questions, then whatever's next on the list, I guess.
Do we have ice and stuff for the vendors, or do we supply coolers for them, or do they bring that?
They would
just-
bring all their,
They usually bring their coolers, but I know we always have ice, and there still may be ice in that freezer upstairs. I'm not 100% sure. Again, Jason.
There
would-
is
it's off.
definitely no ice in that
Oh.
freezer upstairs. I turned the freezer off and I got rid of all the ice during COVID because we were
No.
closed for so long.
Yeah,
I
good
didn't see
idea.
I didn't see the point in running the freezers for our ice.
Yeah,
okay.
no,
I
good
can-
Maybe we
idea.
can get
pick
ice
up
at
ice.
DNL.
I'll get
Yeah.
ice.
I think we have, Jason would know for sure how many bags we would go through, but yeah.
And do they have to be usable in a drink? Because I have access to about 5 or 6 bags at our beach house that have been there a long time that need to be taken out of there. So it
I
just
think
is,
I don't think so.
it would depend on who it was, but you know, like if it was Creemore throwing it in theirs as opposed to George and Bay putting it in their drinks. But I mean, I think most of the time it's just to go in their coolers.
well,
Mhm.
there's
long-
no way you
everyth-
can
I
put
think
an ice
everybody's
cube in
bringing
these
cans.
mugs.
So.
Yeah.
No,
We
that's-
could
that's
have
good,
specific
Bruce,
ice
yeah.
bags that are labeled in a black marker for cooler, not food consumption. And maybe
Okay.
have a separate ice bag that we have in a container in the freezer. That we
Okay.
could, you know what I mean? Like we
If I
could,
can get that ice, I will. And if I can't get it, then I will buy, what, 5 or 6 bags?
And I mean, the DNL's down the road if we get that short, you know.
yeah.
Could someone ask Jason, just how many, if he remembers how many, please? And
Yeah,
thanks.
I'll message them.
Thanks, that'd be great, Carrie.
So people are drinking out of these little mugs, so there's no way you need to put, there won't be room for an ice cube
Yeah.
and sample.
No, you're right. Absolutely. Trish.
Yeah, good
good
call.
point.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
the
It's-
drinks just
it's
have to be
just-
cold to pour into the glass, the little sampler. Yep.
Yeah, they just need it for their coolers.
Yep.
And I would think they'd all bring them. That'd be smart of them to bring them, but we better have some backup. Okay.
And not only that, we do have the big fridge in the back that we can turn on at 9 o'clock, plug it in, turn it on. It's cold. They can each have a shelf,
That's good.
even avoid coolers, right?
Okay, I'm just writing myself a note of what I gotta get. So that I don't forget.
Okay.
Okay,
So I think we can move on to the Small Halls Festival. The memorandum of understanding that we're going to participate does have to be filled out soon. I think we were considering doing definitely a food event. I would really like to book down the day in June so we can provide it to the township, as well as make sure we can get a caterer. I know Babs and Castles has again put an interest in doing that event.
Oh, good.
This one wouldn't be the freebie event like the
No.
Cider Fest is, though, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
great of them to do one for us. Wonderful to have them back to do a good food event, but like a lobster event, and they could do the sides and everything.
And would it be indoors? Because it's October, right?
June.
Oh, they're
So
doing it in June.
the Small Halls Festival has changed.
Oh my, thank you
It's
for telling me.
yeah, sorry, it's not everything happening at one time. It's kind of spread out over starting in June, ending in December, and having
Okay.
the halls kind of do all their own signature events.
Okay,
So with
And
us doing it in
what date?
June, we would be the kickoff event for the halls, which is great. I
Okay.
did put in a chat at some point, some days that were not going to be good, and some days that or weekends that would be bad because of other events that were going on in the area.
Okay, so what are you thinking about date-wise?
Hadn't exactly said date wise. Let me
Okay.
open it up.
The only
you
week,
know, let us know.
the only week I'm free is the second week, the 7th to the 11th. The rest of the month I'm busy in June, and that's just me personally. I have weddings and things.
Okay. So
And-
you prefer, do you know what weekend that is?
10th, 11th, 12th. But that's just my personal. That's the only
Okay.
time I'll be around.
And I have my mom's service on the 5th, the Sunday before that. So that's the only weekend I wouldn't be available. That would be the first weekend in June too. I don't
Yep.
think we want to be that quick.
No, I don't think so.
Well, then you'll let us know when, after you talk to the food people and see what they think.
Yeah, for sure. Does anyone else have any dates that really don't work for them?
I'm pretty wide open myself during the summer, so.
Okay.
I would imagine there'll be enough of us.
I'm gonna stay non-committal. I know I'm supposed to have one more treatment in June, so I'm
Okay.
gonna.
No problem.
Hopefully, but
Yeah, so the June 11th might work. What we did get from them was from the township was there's a Trail Tunes event that I think Clearview Township's holding off, or maybe another local town. I think it's Clearview's doing that could be potential to make it difficult to have some township support. Not that it wouldn't be there, but maybe just not a good weekend to do, and that lines up with the weekend Patrice can't do anyway.
Mhm.
June 18th, there was also a Farmers for Change concert that happens on the Singhampton property that the township does supply some tents and barricades and such. So we would have to share with them. So if we could pick maybe June 11th or 1 second here.
The
24th, 24th,
Yeah.
25th, and
25th.
26th. I'm around for support, but I've got a wedding on the 25th
No
in
problem.
Creemore. So
Yep.
I'd be able to help set up and everything else, but I couldn't be there on the Saturday.
Okay. So let's go with June 11th being our primary date and June 25th being our backup date.
Okay,
And I will talk to Babs and Castles about those dates and see how that fits for them. And then we also need to have some sort of entertainment, live entertainment to go with it. I know we had traditionally done Lobsters and Laughs, having like the comedians like Yuck Yucks come out. I'm not sure if we wanted to do that again or not. So just kind of throwing that out there as a possibility. I know we had kind of, as a board, I think, decided we weren't going to do laughs pre-COVID, but then, it's been a couple of years, so maybe it would go good.
what about that group in Collingwood, John from the Peak? I forget what the kitchen something or other they call themselves. Wonder if they'd put on some kind of skit or something.
the shipyard kitchen party.
Yes. I've never been to anything they've done, so I don't know. I don't have
Or-
any idea what it is.
Or
But,
the strange potatoes are very, very well received too.
oh,
Very, very
absolutely.
well received. And that's John Eaton.
Yeah, that's John too. So
And actually, they did play at one of our small halls. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
I mean, I like the idea of, Lobs and Local or something like some sort of,
yeah, or maybe not Ottawa playing.
yeah, something
I like
local.
the idea of not Ottawa. Okay. So if we can maybe get together, maybe throw in some chats, some ideas. I don't have any of these people's contact numbers or names. But I would gladly, if provided, I will try to reach out to them and kind of maybe try to be the help organize this more so than I have with the beer fest. Maybe kind of try to take this one on with support, of course. But yeah, I can definitely
yeah,
try to
okay.
to get stuff in.
I'm putting a call into John Eaton in the next few days anyway, because I'm doing a hospice fundraiser, hike, bike, and paddle. Last year we added paddle and we raised $3,500 here in the river in Wasaga.
Nice.
So I'm hoping to be on with he and Mel on the radio. Well, I've got to call him. So if you want, do you want me to ask him if what kind of ideas he would have with the kitchen group? I don't know. If you have a band, people expect to dance, don't they?
That's allowed now, isn't it?
I know. Well, if you want it, if you want it to be a dance, then it's a dance, but we shouldn't call it one. We need to call it the right thing.
Nope, fair enough.
So I'll just touch base with John and see if he has any ideas on
Okay.
for either of those, either the potatoes or the kitchen.
Perfect.
We could have
And
potatoes in the kitchen.
there you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely
right.
do that and let us know and we
Okay.
can go from there. There is township funding for this, for the food part, for the entertainment part, but that is something that is required, is that there is some sort of entertainment to qualify for funding. So we have to do something to that effect.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe start out with John Eaton and then we can go from there. But I definitely like the idea of keeping it more local. Absolutely. Wonderful idea.
Yeah.
I got to sign off. Sorry.
Okay. Now am I good to fill out that memorandum of understanding to get to the township? I'll fill it out, and if I need any help with it, maybe I can call on you, Councillor Deneen, to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Okay, I'm not even, I'm sorry, I'm not even aware of the memorandum. I haven't been at any of the meetings. I'll look into it.
No, I'm pretty sure I sent out copies of it in the emails. I was at a probably the end of February, beginning of March. I sent out some information in an email as well as in the I don't think I put in the group chat. It was definitely an email. Regardless,
Okay.
we do have a memorandum of understanding to sign with the township to commit to this, that we do have to get filled out and back to them. I'm just looking for clarification 100% to fill that out and send it back, because that's something that Amanda needs done on her checklist.
Okay.
But they
As long as
don't need to know the details yet, do they?
No, they don't need to know the 100% details, exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
I'll give the 2 dates. Like I'm going to talk to Babs and Castles right away about the 2 dates so we can get them locked in. And if they lock in on a date, I think we'll grab that date, and I'll let the group chat know. I'll actually be seeing Jordy tonight. So,
Okay.
and we can take it from there.
And I'll look back through my emails. That was when I was away. I'll take a look and
No problem.
see if I missed it somewhere. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Like I said, I will fill it out. It's just more so if I have any township related questions or filling out the form, if I can just kind of ask you just that kind of thing.
Most
I will
definitely
take the form on, I'll hand it in and whatnot. Just good to have someone else give it a once over after I'm done to make sure I didn't botch anything up is what I'm looking. You got it.
I can
Approval, you got it.
I can
Perfect.
definitely do that.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you. Yeah.
Kelvin, I do have a comment.
Mhm.
See, you run long meetings.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm not trying to.
Now, are we getting to the business arising from the minutes so I'll just bring my invoice up before we go?
Yes, we were getting into new businesses now. So I know
Good,
you had something
okay.
to bring up and Carrie had something to bring up. There was
Yes.
something in-person meetings that I haven't reviewed. I don't know if anybody else has. maybe we'll just kick that off to the next meeting. I think we're
That's
all
fine.
good. We're all good
That's
meeting
fair.
virtually now, so we'll allow
And
Jason
that's,
to explain it.
that's
better.
exactly what it is. We can continue the way we're doing, whatever we're comfortable with at this time is what I understand it to be. But we can go back to in-person if we're comfortable with it.
Well,
Okay.
if that
Sounds
rental
good.
comes through, we won't be able to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, so that could complicate things anyway.
Okay, so I got a message back. Doug Measures said that Gary has said he would do it again, the guitar for the beer fest. Sorry to go
wow.
back.
Wonderful.
And I'm just going to text his worship back and yes, we would like to. Yes, please. So I think maybe I'm getting Gary's phone number now too. Okay, so I'll follow up with Gary. Apparently it was Jason and Doug that both had asked him previously. So I'll follow up on that too.
Great, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
And was there something else you wanted to bring up, Councillor Deneen, about new
Oh,
business?
yes, new business. I have an invoice here. Carrie had asked about the sign being printed. I've got the invoice for the sign. Carrie, did you want to speak on the sign before?
We
Or
just need an official motion. We had I think a Facebook motion, but an official motion to go ahead and let Greenview print up the sign about what's acceptable and what's not, and it was for $40.
I'll move that.
And I can second that.
Okay, all in favor? And can we check with Sarah, the Clearview clerk, to make sure we're good on the motion the way it was put forward? We just get an approval, even a thumbs up would be perfect.
Yes, that motion is correct. You're fine.
Perfect, awesome, thank you. Okay, is there any other new business?
Yes, I have an invoice here for that sign and for the 125 sample mugs that we ordered from Greenview. I picked them up the other day and paid for them. And the amount of the invoice is $546.64.
Okay, I think we'd already dealt with the motion to pay for that previously, so I don't think it
Okay.
needs to be a new motion put forward. We can just submit that to Emmy to be paid.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And if I could just add something, Councillor Deneen, when we're following up with the financials, if we could also have our bank statement. All I'm seeing is profit and loss. I'm not seeing what our bank account's sitting at. So if that's possible for us to maybe get for our next meeting too, that's what we decided you were going to follow up. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, and if that could be added every meeting, like as part of the financial report, not just when we ask, if that just be standard, we get that every time, that would be great.
The previous months.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's fine. Yep.
Thank
Okay, I'll see what I can do. That's great.
Okay. Our next meeting is May the 12th at 7:30 p.m. and again will be virtual. And unless someone else has anything to bring forward, if not, maybe we could have a motion to shut the meeting down.
I'll just let you know I won't be at the next meeting. If it's the 12th, that's my next treatment. So.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay.
But I motion to adjourn.
And I'll second that emotion. I'll second that.
Perfect. Okay, well, be it resolved that we all in favor and be resolved and all the Nottawa Hall Board meeting adjourned at 8:44 p.m.
The meeting was long, but it was good fun tonight. So that was good, Calvin.